Welcome back, guys. Sooner Storm podcast. OU Texas week. It doesn't get any bigger than this. This is the game that's circled every year. Um, and we'll talk about history. We'll talk about all that good stuff. But this is the game. This is the make or break moment of the season. This is where we really see what the guys are made of. Um, but we're gonna kick it off. OU Texas week. We're going to talk about the optimism, what we need to see on both sides of the ball in order to be successful this week. So I'll let the guys kick it off. Fellas, what do we think is some key components to the offense, the defense, to the whole team to have a successful Saturday?
I'll tell you, I guess what I think is, man, we got to win the turnover battle. Um, got to definitely win the turnover battle. We got to put either Ewers or Manning in positions where they're not very comfortable, where they're second guessing things. And I mean, we saw it last year. Ewers had what, like three turnovers. Um, and I
Two
mean,
interceptions, fumble.
Two interceptions and a fumble.
yeah,
Yep.
I believe that even if Manning comes in, I think we could dial up some things that maybe he hasn't seen and maybe get him second guessing a little bit. But yeah, so win the turnover battle, and then I guess on offense,
Limit turnovers.
yeah,
I
on
mean,
offense, we we
got to
just
put up
gotta do,
points.
just got to do our best to not turn it over and then put up points when we can. I mean, here's the deal. A lot of times these games come down to a field goal. I know the spread right now is like what
14.
14,
14,
14 and a half,
14 and a half.
something like that. Anyways, Vegas doesn't think it's coming down to a field goal, but historically it has. So get field goals when you need them. Put up points on turnovers if possible. And man, just they're gonna have to play their best ball. I know that
Yeah.
because Texas is number one for a reason. They're a really good team.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. And that's the podcast. That's what it's going to take. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, they're a really good team, and I mean, have they played a lot of really good? Have they played anybody worth playing yet besides Michigan? Uh, not really. Now Michigan is a little down this year, but I mean that's still props to Texas for beating them.
Yeah. And they went into
Yeah, play
Michigan.
on the road.
It's a
Uh,
tough environment.
yeah,
It's
I really wish. I was gonna say I really wish we were still, we were both 5-0 going into this game.
not that big. It'd
There
be
was definitely
At
there was
least for four. At least for 4-1 lane.
a 4. It could be 3-2, so it could
Yeah.
be.
we
I'm
could.
telling you, it's the best environment probably in college football, and for it to be in the SEC now, I think that the Red River rivalry belongs in the SEC. It's a SEC caliber rivalry. It's a game where veterans that have been in it, that have experienced it, they need to be kind of a leader to the younger guys and kind of give them an idea of what to expect that haven't played in the game. And they need to really harp on the thought process of, hey, treat it. It's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy. It's people say it's like you're playing a home game on one end, but you're playing an away game on the other end of the stadium. So it's like two games in one almost. But really preach to those young guys that haven't been in this game before, like, just go out and take care of business. Treat it like any other Saturday. I mean, it's a big game, but if you treat it like a game, if you treat it bigger than it really is, then that's when you start pressing. That's when mistakes
Yeah.
get made. Just go out and just do what you're coached to do. Handle business. Don't treat it any differently than you normally would on your Saturday. Take your Saturday, do your Saturday process, whatever it is. Do the same things that you always do. Um, just from a team standpoint, I agree with what Lane said. We need to get Ewing and we need to get Ewers. Sorry, we need to get Ewers and Manning into some uncomfortable situations like we did last year. Third and longs, second and longs, where we can dial up some pressure. They're stacked on the outside. They're stacked on the outside. A lot of big
Yeah.
receivers, a lot of big names. Isaiah Bond coming over from Alabama. I believe that they got both of their running backs back this week. They were all
I
hurt.
thought one of them was out for the season.
Jaden Blue, I knew one of them was out. They've got Jaden Blue back, I think.
Yeah.
Um, the
Well,
Brooks was out, but I think defensively put him in those situations where it's going to be rough, long distance situation. And be honest, guys, we haven't shown every single thing we've done yet. Venables has saved some stuff, he has for this week for this game. So he'll dial up some new stuff we haven't seen offensively. Get Hawkins in a rhythm early, hit some really short completions, get him in a rhythm. We got to be able to run the ball some. I know that hadn't been our strong point this year, but we've
yeah.
got to be able to do it. Got to move the chains, got to sustain drives. Can't just get on the field and 3 and out and
Can't
put
have,
back.
stupid penalties that end up kicking us in the butt. And if we can limit penalties, limit offensive turnovers, create defensive turnovers, that's all you can ask for in a game. But we might be getting Deion Burks
I'll be
and Taylor
getting
Tatum back this week, so that'll be a huge. I haven't seen the availability
back.
report,
To
Well,
but
piggyback on what Lane said, also, whoever wins the turnover battle usually wins this game, so that's going to be critical, also. So,
yeah,
another thing is another thing we've been seeing. I mean, last week we saw a lot of different upsets. And one of the main reasons from all those upsets was time of possession. If we
oh
can,
yeah,
if we
yeah,
can
same
have,
drive, keep the ball
yeah,
away from them.
if we
How
can
do you
have
one
the
thing we've
ball,
struggled with.
yep. If we can hold the ball for, uh, just a little bit longer than they do, uh, I think we'll have success there. Slow them down a little bit, get them out of rhythm,
Yeah,
and keep our defense on the sideline and keep them hydrated a little bit.
how do
It's
you
Yeah,
gonna be.
stop a good offense? You don't let them see the field. I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
I will say
and
the weather is supposed to be hot, so as much as we can get the defense on the sidelines for a little bit, the best, because
yeah.
it's supposed to be a scorcher out there.
One thing I will say, and you got to give credit where credit is due. Texas doesn't really have a whole lot of holes on the defensive side of the ball, the offensive side of the ball. I mean, they're a complete team.
they're the number
So
one team in the country, no doubt about it.
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and I hate Texas just as much as any other OU fan, but they're a complete team. It's not gonna be one of those years where we just come out and we're the better team, or this is gonna be a dogfight. I mean, it's gonna be a dogfight. We're gonna find out who wants it the most. One thing I will say, I know the Texas players are taking it serious. I mean, they're coached, they're preached at all week that you better take this serious. But they do have Georgia next week. I don't know if there's going to be some forward, thinking,
Looking forward.
looking forward a little too much, and then you catch them by their tail. But I mean, it could be one of those instances. But there's a lot of optimism. We got to be optimistic going into this.
I think Sark's too good of a coach, though.
Oh
That
yeah,
he's not going to let him. He's not going to let him look ahead to Georgia
he's
next week.
what
So
is he? He's 1-2.
he's 1-2, but
He's 1-2.
yeah, but
I
he's a
Hey,
don't. I
great.
wouldn't even give him that.
BB's 1 and 2, so I
Yeah, I
wouldn't
mean,
worry.
he's a great coach. So I mean,
BB's 1-2.
he's one and
He's 1-1.
one
one,
and one.
1-1. He only played in it
I
twice.
guess I didn't realize. Yeah, Sark did coach a while back.
Yeah, he coached Lincoln Riley here.
Last year.
All
Caleb
right, so one and
Williams.
one. We got a better record. Let's go.
Hey, all I'm saying is the last time a
Hey,
true freshman.
7 out of the last 10. 7 out.
Yep, that's all I got to say. No, last time a true freshman showed up at the old Red River rivalry, Red River shootout. What are they even calling it these days?
It's back to rivalry
And
again.
it's still the shootout to me.
Yeah. Anyways, last time a true freshman walked onto that field, um, lightning struck. Can it strike twice? I don't know. I think that he has all the capabilities that he needs.
Yeah.
Um, I think that this bye week, we've been able to. I think the guys have really been able to hone in on what Texas does really well. Maybe some holes in the defense that we can, you know, go after. And even if it isn't, we don't have to have, like Lane said, it's going to be the time of possession. We don't have to have a big play every, every drive. It would be nice, but if we can maintain and, chip away, first down, first down, first down. I mean, I know we're saying all the things that, everybody wants
We're
to win
saying
a game.
what we want to have.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
if I had what I wanted, they would
We
just
can't
blow
preach
them
it
out.
into existence, though.
Yeah. OU would just completely blow them out if I had what I wanted. They'd do what A&M did to Missouri, this past week, which is, hey, very possible.
No, yeah.
But that doesn't happen all the time,
no,
And you know what? I bet Texas watched that game and was like, yeah, we better not let this happen.
I'll say this: uh, I've been doing a little research. I've been doing some research this week, just listening to some Venables press conferences, things like that. The word of the week, the word of on the town this week was they only had 3 practices this week. They practiced all week last week. They only had 3 practices this week to try to get some guys healthy.
I'm fine with that.
And prepare all week last week during the bye, and then this week just have 3. Words are, he didn't really give a lot of information. Desan McCullough will play. Desan McCullough will come back and play this week, which is big for our defense.
That'll add some depth.
Heltner will be back kicking again. He was just out with some flu or something. Uh,
Yeah,
as it pertains to Burks will be a game time. I think the way that he worded it, get Burks will be kind of a game time decision.
I think that's a
Oh, that
snake eyes in the back pocket
it'll
type
be
thing. I
it'll be a
think he's
game
probably
time.
good.
Nick Anderson, who knows how long? Taylor Tatum, not sure.
Really?
Jalil Farouk. Jalil Farouk is going to get the boot off here. So is what Venable said. He got the boot
Yeah,
off. We'll be looking for him to come
yeah, I
back.
seen that.
So there's light at the end of the tunnel. Like we're going to get these guys back at some point. It may not be this Saturday. It may not be next Saturday, but sometime in the middle of our SEC schedule, we might get some of these back.
I'll be dead honest. I don't see Anderson coming back this season. I would love to, but he's coming straight into the gauntlet when he gets out.
Just be what it is. He'll have
Just
to.
throw him
if
straight to the gulag.
if Burks doesn't come back, are we starting to get concerned that he's like if he's going to take a redshirt year? I
I
mean,
don't know.
and do what everybody else has been doing.
I mean, it would be concerning, but I think that I don't know. It could happen. I'm not going to rule it out, but I don't think.
Because
I
I
don't
didn't, I
know.
didn't
I don't
when
know.
I watched that game against Tennessee, I didn't really see a whole lot that
I
really
didn't even know what
screamed
play he got hurt on.
getting hurt. Yeah,
I will
but
say he probably needs to wear some a compression shirt with some rib cage padding or something instead of rolling up the shirt. It looks cool, but I mean it was a soft tissue injury. I think it was on his ribs or
well, that's
his
what I'm saying. Like,
abdomen.
if it's just soft tissue, then what the heck is going on?
You
Like,
can still run. You can still catch that ball.
hey, get me in there. I was with soft tissue. I don't care.
Hey, yeah.
But I hope he plays. I hope it's just something that Venables is saying just to catch everybody off.
Hey, I'll say this: Gary Bertier would have killed for a soft tissue injury.
Oh, Petey!
Oh,
Nah,
that one was a little dark,
dude.
but
Hey, he would have though. I
he,
mean,
he would have. He would have soft tissue injury. That body would have been out there.
yeah.
But
Come on.
no,
If we get Burks back though, if he were to say come back and play on Saturday though, that would be helpful. We could have him and Hester as 2 of our deep threat type receivers, and then you've still got some other guys that we can throw out there.
I
So
mean, I would love to see us utilize Petaway more. I mean, he
yeah,
didn't get a whole lot of looks against Auburn.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I've come to accept honestly that this year we're not, just with what we have, we're not an explosive team really. We were supposed to be and we were projected to be, but just like the nature of football, we get a bunch of guys hurt and
Could be Florida State.
yeah,
We
we could
hyped
be.
ourselves up. We
Yeah,
hyped ourselves up.
I've kind of accepted that we're not that explosive, but we need to step into this new role of like, hey, when we get the ball, like we've been saying, hold the football,
I
get
don't.
first, run the
And
clock. Like,
I don't even think it has to be explosive. I just think it has to be do your job, get 10 yards, get your 10 yards every 3 plays, move the ball
if
down
you,
the field.
if you gain 4 yards, three straight plays, you get a
Hey,
first. I
Yeah.
mean,
we don't have to be explosive.
no,
I just need 11 dogs on both sides of the ball.
Hey, I'm just saying,
11.
do your job. Do one of
Yeah.
them, like do your job and move the ball down the field, score in the red zone.
You know who has some
You don't have to be explosive.
dogs? Vanderbilt.
hats off to them.
Uh,
Hey, that
that
that I
might
mean,
that might be the only time they ever beat Alabama again because
I don't know.
that game's gonna be played and
First
played.
I
time,
think Vanderbilt's on the come up.
I don't know.
which is kind of surprising because their coach was kind of on the hot seat this season. They were,
Who's on the hot
Boy,
seat at
that boy ain't
Vanderbilt?
going
Nobody should
nowhere
be
now.
head coach. I mean, I don't know the head coach. They said the head coach this year, if he
like
didn't, kind of a little bit more upward, that
The boy's
like Van.
like that guy's like Mike Gundy. He ain't going nowhere now.
no.
No, he'll be there for another 5 years.
Well, I'm telling you, I went back and watched that game. The game plan they had, I'm telling you, I mean,
Oh,
Bama made it very interesting there at the end. But I'm telling you, that game plan they
I
had, they
think
kept the ball away from them. They scored every time they had it. Basically, I mean, it was an outstanding game that Vandy played last Saturday.
I seen Joel Klatt say this, and I think one of us said it last week. Bama reminds me a lot of the 2017 Sooners right now.
yep.
It's just that their players are probably a little bit better than the
Hey,
20.
I don't know. Hey,
yeah.
the 2017 offense was stacked,
Oh yeah.
stacked outside of I mean, Mark
But
Andrews, CeeDee Lamb, Hollywood Brown, Joe Mixon,
but it's like
Samaje Perine,
what
Baker
what's the
Mayfield.
defense or
17,
what is the defense
17,
doing? I mean,
Nothing.
17, was that the Orange Bowl against Clemson or was that the Rose Bowl against Georgia?
That
Which one?
was the wait.
I don't.
It would have been we would have played the Rose Bowl in 18. So because that was in January.
So it was 27.
It was
Yeah.
the 2017
So
team, but the
it was
2018 Rose Bowl.
it was the heartbreak Rose Bowl, but
Yeah, I might have teared up after that. I'm not even gonna lie.
honestly, we probably would have won the Natty that year had
We
we.
probably would have if we would have had a defense.
we would have given them all they wanted. I'll say that.
That's okay. Nope.
I don't want to get it. I don't want
Yeah.
to get into that.
It
Not
is.
today. We'll do a weekly special.
Uh,
But now guys, I mean it's gonna be a dogfight on Saturday. One thing that's gonna be new is that 2:30 kickoff though.
That's
Um
very
I'm
interesting.
gonna tell you
I'm so used to that
this.
11 a.m. I'm telling you, on ABC, that 11 a.m. kick. That's so like
Magical.
I mean, here's the
It
deal.
was magical
Either one side of the fan base, like either you're gonna be a Texas fan or you're gonna be an OU fan. You're just gonna have a little bit more time
to
to
drink.
to have a little bit of fun before something ruins your day.
get you go get you a
But I'll tell you, if they
Fletcher's
lose, my day is ruined.
corn dog and go get you a
What's
brewski. And
what's gonna happen is they're gonna have a little bit more time to drink. That place is gonna get a little bit more wild.
hold on,
And
it's already oh,
hey, oh,
crazy.
I mean, but if you let those guys, have all afternoon, I mean, this ain't an 11 a.m. kickoff anymore.
I love
I mean, it's gonna be rowdy, man. It is. I mean, for the people that haven't watched this game, it's the best rivalry in college football. I don't I don't know if it's even close. They hype up the game Ohio State, Michigan. But does it even compare to this?
Uh,
I don't think it does.
I think what makes this game is that it's the neutral site,
Yeah,
Texas State Fair, split in half.
Down the mid, split down the 50-yard line, right down the
I
middle.
mean, this is technically supposed to be a OU home game this year, and obviously, I mean, we're not getting to play it at home, So, I mean, that no other team can say that. Ohio State and Michigan, they both play at their stadium, you know.
yeah.
So,
It's
So
it's a unique atmosphere, and if you've ever been to a game, you've been to the game itself and and lived it. It's crazy to be
so
sitting to be sitting on one side of the stadium, and to just have utter elation when your team scores a touchdown, and to be sitting on that same side when the other side scores and the a complete opposite side just goes absolutely ballistic, and it sounds like a bomb goes off.
and
I mean,
yeah,
it's insane.
what's kind of cool also is like the Cotton Bowl itself has stayed basically the same throughout the years. There hasn't
Even
been
through the
any flip.
renovations they've done, it's
Yeah,
still just.
yeah,
yeah.
it's a pretty old school setting, and which makes it even cooler. I mean,
I'll tell you, where me and my dad sat the one year we went to it, right underneath the upper deck. We sat in the bottom bowl, but underneath the upper deck, so we were in the shade the whole day. It was great. Kept
Ooh.
us kept us out of that Texas sun. It was awesome.
All right, boys. I feel like this is a good transition. Um,
hey,
who are we? Who are you guys? We can kind of kick it off. Who are we wanting to see a big game out of this week? Who do we need to see a big game out of this week on the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball? Looks like Lane stepped away, so I'll let you kick it off, JB.
Offensively, I think it starts with the quarterback. I mean, honestly, he's going to touch the ball in every play. So just keeping, being a freshman, starting in this game, keeping him under control, keeping him, make having him make good decisions. Like I said earlier, getting him going early with good short completions. I think that he needs to have a really big game for us. Not that he needs to try to do way too much.
Yeah,
That he can't do. He can't try to be too big of a player. Just do his job, like Lane said earlier. But I think that if he has a big game, and obviously if he has a big game, then our receivers are having a big game too because he's throwing some good balls and we're
yeah,
taking the ball down the field. On a defensive perspective, you can name a number of guys. I'm looking for Robert Mason Thomas to be a game wrecker again. He's been a game wrecker usually in the fourth quarter with about 2-3 minutes left in the game. I'm looking
yeah,
for him early and often to come off the edge and to make viewers' life miserable. Uh, so hopefully that's something that can happen. I do know that we do need to get pressure on Ewers. We can't let him stand back there and have all the time in the
yeah.
world.
I need Ethan Downs
Yeah.
up
So
in that
Ethan
face
Downs,
again.
I'm just telling you, Ethan Downs coming from my backside, and you've got RMT coming from the other side, and they're trying to box me. I don't know about that. And you've got
you
our
got somebody like
You got Jaden Jackson
Jaden Jackson
and
and uh,
Grayson Halton.
Holton in the middle. I
You
mean, you
got
got Stutzman somewhere fixing to come drill you right in the sternum. I mean, you're just like, oh my gosh, let me get rid of this ball real quick.
yeah,
And I think special teams, I didn't say this earlier, special teams is going to play a big role. It always does. Last year we, got down inside the 1 yard line, didn't move the ball, had to punt out of our own end zone. It gets blocked. They score a touchdown off of it. I think special teams comes up big in every
yep.
big
I remember that.
life. We've got to be on point on the specials. Every opportunity to get points to make it, we've got to make a field goal. We've got to get extra points. Punts, we've got to get them off clean. Can't have blocked punts. The last two games. Well, actually, the last Lincoln Riley's last year. We had a block punt that day. We had a block punt last year. So we've got
last
to
year
be
for a
better
touchdown, I think.
for a
Let's
touchdown.
rewind real quick, and I'll let Lane get to his players that he's wanting to see big games out of. But Texas ran that fake punt first quarter, if you guys remember last year.
Yes. We
Yeah,
were holding up pretty well, and that fake punt came, and I was kind of like, oh, here we
and they
go.
converted it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and got down. And I think the guy, he almost fumbled it though,
I
and then
think
they called it. They ruled him down.
when it gets down to the goal line and Billy Bowman lays the boom on
Yeah. Yep.
for
Same drive.
it.
Same
So
drive. Gosh,
it worked
gosh,
out.
I could bottle that game up, baby.
Mhm.
Well, Lane, I know we just got a little bit. I'll let you dive in who you think, or who are you wanting to see big games out of on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball this week?
Yeah, well, like JB said, obviously quarterback
Yeah,
Michael Hawkins. Hopefully, um, he's he needs to have basically the game of his life.
100%.
Um, and then, but the big one is our offensive line. I mean, they've got to bring
Yeah,
it together. They got to
yeah.
do something this week. Hopefully, the just playing together a little bit more is going to help them. They started to do a few good things against Auburn, but I know we
They
still got
looked better.
we still got a ways to go. But I think I mean they're going to be the big factor in this game. I think because
100%.
we got to be able to run in the ball. And if Hawkins is going to have a big day, our running backs need to have a big day.
Yeah.
Uh, so
100%.
so that's what I think.
It's got
I
to be
think
a team.
our offensive line needs to really do well this week. And then when it comes to defense, man, I know against Auburn we kind of got beat a little bit on corner.
Yep.
They're hoping those guys like Woody Washington and Kenai Walker kind of step up. Uh,
Eli Bowen.
yeah, Bowen, but he didn't really get beat that bad.
No, but I
Did
want to
pretty
see a big
well.
game out
But
of him.
yeah, just all the corners in general. I think we need a little bit better because hey, listen, they're gonna go after us. So um, I think we're gonna have to play lockdown coverage.
Yeah.
It's like I've said all along, though. They're going to have big plays. That's
Mhm.
just they're going to be big plays given up. So it's
I'm
just
I'm pretty
give up a big
confident in
play, and figure out how to stop them after that.
I'm pretty confident in stopping the run.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's it.
and
That's our strong suit.
in the past,
Auburn ate us up. I mean, Auburn ate us up with the run.
Early on, no. Later on in the game, as the game went on, yes. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
I think when it came to the fourth quarter, though, we turned it on to another level. So, yeah.
I think that we need to have that same level of the last couple plays in the fourth quarter against Auburn the whole
We
game.
need to keep that. Yeah, we keep that energy throughout the whole game.
from the
And
from this jump, just from the jump,
I
just
think the guys will, man. They're gonna be so juiced up. I mean, they're gonna be ready to go. And there's one thing special when you're coming in as an underdog with the number one team. You playing the number one team in the nation.
You always want to knock the. You always want to knock.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
If it gave them a reason to want it a little bit more, this is the one.
No,
This is the one.
I was actually happy that they got bumped back up to number one,
Yeah.
and everybody else should be too, just for that reason.
No, I think the boys are going to be juiced up. I mean, they're going to be ready to fight. Uh, but I mean, it's gonna be a fun game. Unfortunately, it falls on my birthday weekend every year. Um, but I will say 7 out of the last 10 years has been pretty good, baby. Been pretty good. Um, but I don't want to jinx it. Knock on wood somewhere. Um, but yeah, guys, I think we covered everything. Would love to do a little post game show, depending on the mood. Uh,
We'll
but
try to get
Lane,
some.
don't forget to bring that Roy Williams cape.
Oh shoot, man, yeah, yeah. Connor and I are gonna be. We're gonna
that
be.
thing on, get it on, and wear it the whole
You
time.
you wore it. No, you wore it against Tennessee, didn't you?
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
but it didn't work
it
because
might have worked.
the
It's only meant for the Texas week.
Maybe it wasn't the wrong UT, the wrong UT.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a
yeah,
little confusing there.
maybe we'll take some videos and post as long as we win, I guess. Next podcast, post some reaction videos. I know last year Connor ended up in my arms after the game-winning touchdown, and that was pretty wild. So yeah, I
Dude,
mean,
what a high, dude. I was on a
Good day,
high.
great day.
It's
It was a
crazy,
great day.
crazy day. But
Hey,
Hey,
let's run it back. Let's run it back.
run it back this year. Hey, real quick, 5 minutes left. Ole Miss at LSU. Who you have
mm,
At LSU,
at LSU?
give me what time?
Probably another
I
kind of all around the same, like two.
2:30 kickoff.
It's not a night game, I don't think.
I thought it was
Shoot,
because
man.
it's the
Give me
first time they've
LSU.
ever it's the first time they've ever been an underdog by a certain amount.
I take it back. I take it back. It's the ABC prime time. It's 6:30. It's a night game at LSU. So
Is it really? I know Oregon is playing
first
at
time
night
they've ever
too
been a
versus Ohio State.
Ohio State and Oregon are 6:30 on NBC.
All right, let's make this quick. Give
Give
me
me,
LSU.
give you LSU.
Yep.
Night game, Death Valley, LSU. Kind of up and down. Play really good one week. Play kind of not as good the next week. Ole Miss still trying to recover from getting beat by Kentucky a few weeks ago. It's a night game at LSU. Give me the Bayou Bengals. It'll be a good game. I could be wrong, but Death Valley's another place. So give me
yeah.
LSU.
I'm going with LSU also. I think. I mean, from what I've watched from Ole Miss, I think LSU handles them there at their
Yeah.
place. So
And then Ohio State at Oregon.
Give me
Ohio State a 3-point favorite right now at Oregon.
Ohio State by 10.
Ohio State by 10.
Yep.
Ohio State, we I talked about them a little bit. Obviously they're one of the top teams in the country. Are they, as good as some other top teams?
I think
Oregon.
they're up there with one of the most complete rosters outside of the quarterback position. I
I
think there's
mean,
some questions there. Oh yeah, 100%.
who's willing to spend the money, right? I mean,
Yeah.
A 6:30 night game at Autzen Stadium is crazy, but I got to go with Ohio State. As much as I don't like them, I got to go with them. They're complete. Oregon has not been that impressive, honestly, this year, which is really surprising because they have also one of the most complete
They
rosters.
have everything they need.
But again, just it'll be a good game. I'm with you. Maybe like a 10 point difference, maybe a touchdown. It'll be close,
Yeah.
but give me the Buckeyes. So other than those two, though, not
We got K-State, Colorado.
State, Colorado. I talked about Colorado last week. It's getting out to 4-1. Dion's got them going in the right direction. They're back home against a ranked K-State team that they put it on OSU a few weeks ago. So
yeah,
Unfortunately,
I think Colorado's turning the narrative around. Give me Colorado. Yeah.
okay, bold pick. Unfortunately, I don't think that Colorado has enough to hold back that K-State offense. I think that honestly, I think it's gonna be a close game, but I say Kansas State by 6.
I am a fan of K-State. I like the way they play. I'm a fan of their quarterback. That there's
Yep.
something about his hairdo that makes him play like I don't know.
Reminds
It's
me of Ronnie Bass.
Avery Johnson. I love that guy. So give me the Wildcats, Willie the Wildcat. It'll be a good game, but give me K State in that one. It'll be a close game. Last one, Florida at Tennessee. Florida at Tennessee.
Come on.
Tennessee.
Tennessee, right? I mean, not even really a question on that one.
And then we got
Florida's so bad.
USC,
Penn State at
Penn
USC.
State.
2:30 p.m. 2:30 at the Coliseum in Los Angeles.
I'll be dead honest with you.
I,
I'm going USC.
yeah.
I honestly don't
I'm going
really know.
USC, but it's not going to be by much.
No.
I just don't think they'll lose 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
My thought process, real quickly, is Penn State. They said they're 5-0 and ranked fourth in the country. They're a 4.5-point favorite, but in all honesty, I haven't watched Penn State this year yet. I don't know really what
I haven't either.
They do have the old. Does Penn State have the old Kansas offense coordinator?
I feel like they do, but SC, I think, like you said, I don't think that Lincoln lets them lose 2 games in a row. I think USC is a pretty good team.
I think they are. I think
I think it'd
that
be
they caught off
hilarious if
guard
they-
last week. I don't think they were ready.
I think it'd be hilarious if they
They'll be
did
ready.
in a row, but
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with it, but I would if I'm picking. I think I'm going to take USC. I do think they're a good team. I think they're pretty skilled on both sides of the ball. Their defense looks much improved. They're not giving up as many points this year, but I do still think there's some issues
Yeah.
on the defense. I mean, they're improved, which it didn't take a whole lot. Uh, I mean, Alex Grinch, we know that. But yeah, yeah. What's he doing? Flipping burgers now?
I don't know. We're signing it off.
All right, boys.